Hey guys, Rhaphidophores are gaining in popularity with extreme gusto at the moment, and you basically have to have been living under a rock to not have noticed this Rhaphidophora Hayi in the dozens at your big box stores like Lowe's, Costco, and many others. Despite their newfound abundance, they can still be difficult for some to find, or if you picked one up some time ago, you may have paid a pretty penny for it. Either way, most houseplant parents absolutely love the Rhaphidophora Hayi for a few reasons. Mainly because it's a vining plant with cute leaves, foliage that glues itself to the surface that it's climbing up, kind of gives itself an appearance of roofing shingles, and hence its nickname, the Shingle Plant. In this video, I'm going to be sharing everything you need to know on how to care for these beautiful plants. Not only the ideal growing conditions, but the correct soil mix, as well as a great setup for your Rhaphidophora Hayi. All right, so if you do manage to find a Rhaphidophora Hayi at your local big box store, one of the huge benefits in doing so is that they sell them in pairs. They actually have two plants, one on either side of the little plaque that they sell them with, so it's basically a 2-for-1 deal. I've already repotted one of mine previously, and in this video I'll be taking care of this one, which I have not. Anyways, let's jump into crucial care tips without further ado. The Rhaphidophora Hayi need bright indirect light. I keep mine inset from a south-facing window so it gets the most and best bright indirect light I have to offer. In terms of watering these plants, if you're looking for a general guide or a general rule, the best thing to think about is when the topsoil, that top inch or so, has really dried out. That is a good indicator that it is time to water your shingle plant. Now, just keep in mind that watering your plant is a function of its conditions, the amount of light and humidity that it's receiving. So it's a good idea to make a few slight adjustments if you had a really overcast week weather-wise, or if you've had a week full of sun. It's recommended to fertilize these plants during the growing season. Now you can either use some slow release fertilizer or maybe a diluted liquid fertilizer. I think the biggest care tip I can share with you guys is that these plants love their humidity. If you're someone who keeps track of humidity levels, then you're going to want to aim for in and around the 60 to 70 percent humidity level for your shingle plant. Thanks for checking out this video. I'm Tyler, and if you like what you're seeing or you find this video to be useful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, or better yet, you can subscribe to my channel. I've recently started vlogging and have a few videos up on my channel. This way I can share even more content with you guys, some behind the scenes type stuff, as well as some plant styling. So please, if you haven't already, please check those videos out. So just super quickly, some housekeeping. I plan on releasing new vlogs on Mondays, and my other videos will be released as per usual on Wednesdays and Saturdays. If you have any thoughts or comments on this, please don't hesitate to comment down below. It's greatly appreciated. If you're looking to propagate your Rhaphidophora Hayi, it's not too complicated whatsoever. You can do so with a stem cutting, and you can actually use a sort of propagation box or container technique where you have placed some moist sphagnum moss in the container. Then you can place your stem cuttings in that container and just make sure that it gets good, decent light. I haven't yet done a video on a propagation box or container, so if this is something that you're interested in or want to know more about, please leave a comment down below. All right, so with crucial care tips finished, set aside, I did get a little ahead of myself. Here is some information about these plants. So they are native to certain parts of Australia. Rhaphidophoras are growing hugely in popularity, as I mentioned before, and they are becoming a lot easier to find and purchase. You may have heard of the Rhaphidophora Decursiva or the Tetrasperma, which are also truly amazing. I've done a couple of videos now on my Decursiva, which I love, and if you're interested in any of those videos, I'll be sure to throw up a link. Now let's get to the soil mix and setup. So you can actually do a couple of different things when it comes to the Rhaphidophora Hayi. You can choose to pot them up like a regular plant, and you can use some sort of climbing surface in there like a cedar plank, or you could choose to mount these directly to a cedar plank, something similar to what I had done for my staghorn ferns. So I'll be sure to include kind of an image of what that kind of looks like. If you do choose to mount them directly to a plaque or a cedar plank, just make sure you include enough room, a couple of feet, so that the plant has space to grow and climb. I'm going to be using a pot and a cedar plank, kind of like I did for the first one that I potted up. And I'm going to be explaining all of that, including the soil mix, right now. If you're interested in more content like this, please give this video a thumbs up or comment down below. To really show me some love, click the bell for alerts and notifications for future content. All right, so I'm going to be using this cedar plank, which I need to cut down to the appropriate size. I think I'm gonna go with 3 or 4 feet of length, and I'm going to be using this container that I picked up at IKEA, and I need to drill some drainage into the bottom, so I'm going to go get my tools, make some cuts, and drill some holes. I'll be right back. All right, so I cut this piece, the cedar plank, down to 3 feet, and totally went to town on drilling some holes in the bottom of this pot. So now I'm ready to create the ideal soil mix for the shingle plant, and let me go prepare that and then break down what I'm using in my soil mix. Now, when it comes to the correct soil mix for these plants, you're gonna want a mixture that is nice and rich, light, airy, and well draining. So here is what I've mixed up. There's quite a few different things in here, so let me break it down for you. Basically, it's all 1-to-1. I'll start with what's not 1-to-1, which is the leca balls. I did throw some of those in there, those terracotta balls. But other than that, I have some fine, smaller grade bark in there with peat moss, coco coir, perlite, and some indoor potting soil mix. I think that's it. Yeah, that's basically it. So you're gonna want a really nice aeroid soil mix if that means something to you. So this should do just well. All right, so dogs aside, this worked out really nicely. So I did go ahead and use, like I said, a 3-foot length in terms of the piece of cider that I used, and I actually made sure that the plant is climbing up sort of the rougher side of it. I did go ahead and use 2 grocery elastics just to kind of keep this nice and secure against the cedar plank in this container with the new drainage holes and this really great correct soil mix for this plant. And this plank is about 1 foot or a bit longer than the other one, so I'm curious to see you know, which choice was the right choice, the smaller 2-foot plank or this longer one. But yeah, that's it for me, guys. Oh yeah, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up or hit that subscribe button. Until the next one,